Orto presents Freaky Folklore, terrifying tales of the world's most elusive monsters and enigmatic cryptids. Written by Darkness Prevails with Carmen Carrion. Read by Darkness Prevails. Introduction. When I was 6 years old, I encountered a monster. My mother warned me that if I misbehaved, the boogeyman would come and snatch me away. One night, after a particularly exhausting day of squabbling with my younger brother, the boogeyman appeared to me in a dream. This enormous, hairy creature seized me by the ankles and dragged me beneath our house. Luckily, I woke up. But ever since that day, I've been captivated by monsters, cryptids, and all sorts of beasts, along with the spine-chilling tales that accompany them. These monsters all serve a purpose, or at least they used to. Throughout history, many of them were created by concerned parents to safeguard their children from harm or dissuade them from engaging in misbehavior. Today, almost all of these legendary monsters offer entertainment to those of us who love to feel scared. The word monster originates from the Latin word monstrum, which means godlike premonition, unbelievable phenomenon. Hence, it became the term used to describe creatures that fulfilled this role in orally transmitted stories. However, on the contrary, cryptids, creatures that have been reportedly sighted but have not been scientifically proven to exist, are not intentionally created or fabricated. Yet they can fulfill a similar purpose. In this book, we will examine the most notorious folklore monsters from 6 continents. You may be familiar with some of these monsters, while others may be completely unknown to you. A brief history of each creature will be followed by a short story, in freaky folklore style, about someone who may have encountered one of these monsters. The stories are not based on real people or experiences, regardless of whether you think there are monsters out there or not. I hope you'll find this book to be both fun and enlightening. For the sake of clarity and simplicity, only a small part of the vast collection of monsters and cryptids from around the world will be included in this book. Each one of these legendary creatures is a representation of the region's culture, values, and beliefs. Americas. The Americas encompass not only the continents of North and South America, but also Central America and the Caribbean. A variety of legends flourish in these parts, reflecting a diverse blend of cultural influences to create something truly freaky. North American folklore features tales of creatures not only from the 50 states of the United States of America, but also from Canada, the continent's many tribes of the indigenous peoples of North America, and Mexico. From the desolate backroads of the U.S. Midwest to the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest, and still more to the sparkling beaches of Mexico. Always be on your guard, for you never know what monsters might be around the corner. It shouldn't come as a surprise that a region like Central and South America would abound with monster legends, with incredibly high mountains, wide waterways, and lush jungles full of rare animals. These legends are often known in more than one country, each having different names for the monsters. But whatever you happen to call them, speak softly, for saying their names might just summon these monsters to your side. Skinwalker, a sinister, shape-shifting Navajo legend. Freaky facts. Location: southwestern lands of the modern-day United States. First sighting: unknown. Classification: witch, shapeshifter, legend. Personality: deceptive, malevolent, envious, and manipulative. The skinwalker is primarily an ancient Diné, more commonly known as Navajo, legend, though neighboring tribes such as the Hopi, Apache, and Pueblo all have their own ideas about what a skinwalker might be. Skinwalkers are believed to be witches or immoral medicine men or women who have attained the highest priestly level, but have chosen to use their power to cause injury and suffering to other people. The Navajo refer to this witch as Yinodloshi, which translates to, with it, he or she goes on all fours. There are many kinds of Navajo witches, but this one is the most unpredictable and dangerous. Outside of Navajo society, the legend of the skinwalker is poorly understood, largely because locals are reluctant to talk about it with outsiders. Every tribe is cautious to discuss skinwalker mythology with outsiders, or to divulge it to anyone they do not trust. According to Navajo folklore, the skinwalker is described as completely nude, save for a wolf or coyote hide. They are referred to as a mutant form of the relevant animal by some Navajo people. Perhaps the skin is only a mask. Skinwalkers are characterized as swift, agile, and hard to catch. Although there have been some attempts to shoot or kill one, these typically fail. Analogous to the werewolf, the skinwalker is a shapeshifter who can alternate between human and animal forms, generally at night. A skinwalker can take on the appearance of any animal, such as a wolf, coyote, fox, bear, deer, or owl. Navajo mythology claims that skinwalkers have the ability to read people's thoughts. They also have the capacity to produce whatever human or animal noise they want. In order to entice victims from the security of their homes, a skinwalker may impersonate a family member or imitate a baby's cry. A skinwalker cannot move naturally while taking on an animal shape, making them easily distinguishable from real animals by both humans and other animals. For some reason, even a skilled skinwalker is unable to achieve the ideal animal gait or produce proportionally accurate-sized animal tracks. Only by learning a skinwalker's true human identity can he or she be defeated. This is possible if the skinwalker is located and brought back to his or her home, or, in some tales, if a skinwalker sustains an injury and the identical wound is later discovered on a human. According to legend, an individual of Navajo descent would have to proclaim, "You are a skinwalker," first pronouncing their name in order to identify the person concealed behind the skinwalker. Then, 3 days after, that person would either become ill or die as a result of the injustice they had done. Although killing a skinwalker in human form is very hard, there are techniques to defend yourself. One way to kill a skinwalker is said to be to shoot it with a bullet coated with white ash. While camping deep in the Chippewa National Forest, Minnesota, 4 young friends encounter this legend known by the Navajo. But will any of them live to tell the tale? "I'm safe up here," Sky murmured to herself. The teenage girl sat flat against the floor of the rotting wooden watchtower. The edges of the platform beneath her were not far, and she dreaded the thought of inching closer to peer over. Jeremy had gone out to retrieve kindling for the campfire. He never came back. They found little more than his left sneaker and a bloody human tooth. Garrett and Caitlin had gone to look for him. Garrett had come back, struggling to describe having seen Caitlin getting dragged away by her scalp. Sky had then gone with Garrett, attempting to escape the forest and find their way back to the truck. Landmarks began to repeat. There was no way, Sky wondered, that this forest contained the same moss-covered wooden sign with the same writing misspelled in an identical way every 100 yards. Even so, they had indeed passed such a sign over a dozen times. When Sky broke down and fell to her knees, Garrett yelled at her to get up. When she did not respond to him, he left her. It took her a couple of hours to try to stand up on her trembling legs.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?